And welcome back. So, my name is Avia Vulpes. I'm a tech-focused VTuber, and I'm doing my first coding stream today. So, I work as a full-stack .NET developer as a full-time job. I have a degree in computing as well, so very well versed in coding. And yeah, basically the idea of this stream is that we've been looking for ideas for coding streams for a while, and a couple of weeks ago I came across a framework called HTMX, which is in a browser. Yeah, basically it's another way of writing HTML code. So yeah, it's a technically a JavaScript framework, but the way that they've structured it, you basically use additional attributes on the HTML elements, and then it processes it from there, so you don't actually write any HTML yourself. And I kind of find that to be a really interesting way of going about building a website. I played around with Vue.JS previously and with Sveltekit as well. And obviously I've done stuff with .NET, mainly web forms, some of the legacy stuff at work, and then also some Blazor stuff more recently. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how this stacks up. So the idea is that I'm going to be building a site in HTMX, just a very simple site. Probably going to look at using a weather API, which reminds me I've got to actually find one first. I've had a couple of potential ones, but it depends on, because here's one of the things with HTMX. It's designed so that you use APIs a lot. So in this example here, you've got the button. This post attribute tells it a URL to post a HTML request to an AJAX request. But I can't find anywhere about secret management and managing API keys. So maybe there's something in here. I'm not sure too far into the documentation so far, but yeah, basically either way, I'm going to be looking at using just basically an open API that has no API key on it. I mean, I'm not going to be publishing the site anywhere, so it's not really going to matter about limits that you normally get on those sorts of APIs. Quick look on my laptop so I can find something. Kind of looking like Open Meteor might be the best option. Is that uses latlon. Don't know if there's a way that you can actually in the core on here. You're going to pass latitude and longitude. Yeah, looks like you can't necessarily provide a city. To be fair, there are geographic APIs that you can use to determine that point, that data. I guess for now I can also just look it up in here. So anyway, we'll figure that out in a moment. And now I'll just get started. So I'm pretty sure it uses plain HTML files rather than any specific extension. So let's create a HTML snippet. Why is that duplicated? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then when I enter the browser, just double check. Oh, right, I don't have live server running. Bear with me a moment. Leaving this full screen view for the moment. I've never really used live server before because I've never really needed to. All the stuff I've done has been in like, Vue.js and that, which all once you do run dev, it just runs for you. So I do have live server installed. Oh, okay. So I just switch back. You know what? So I'll just probably have some BGM for this. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm still fairly new to streaming, so still getting used to the setup of everything. I might also adjust my audio settings so I can see the it's getting quite high. Alright, let's see how that does. So yeah, probably a little bit quieter now. Just reduce the gain a little bit. Right. Some punctuation in, just double check this is in fact. Yep, that's working, that's good. Right. Let's start with HTMX. First thing I need to do, actually I'll come in here. So I'm going to use the CDN link just because it's simpler at this point. Actually, there's not really any differences there. And actually, there's a point I want Tailwind as well. I'm just going to use the CDN link for this as well. I know Tailwind is supposed to be a post-processed CSS framework, but I don't want to be setting up a post-processing chain right now. So, and again, this is going to be a demo site, is not going to be published, so it's not going to really matter too much. I can do is return my avatar position. Okay, there we go. Right. So, actually, let's see if there's a City API. Yeah, I need to think about. Unfortunately, I didn't really do much prep for this, so I don't have any particular site in mind that I want to be building. Let's see. We'll have that in div actually. Actually, what was. I know there's a shortcut. I can't remember what it is now. There is a shortcut for wrapping existing elements in another element. Trying to get Tailwind. Been a while since I've used Tailwind now. Probably gone past it already. There's W4. This is the problem, is I use Bootstrap at work, so I'm used to the Bootstrap way of doing things. And then center, there we go. Do some text stuff, text Excel. Font bold. We do make it a bit larger actually. Yeah. So I guess I've got to decide now what elements I'm going to need on this. So I come into here. Pretty much it's really it's just the was the sample? I guess it was on the home page. Yeah, there you go, latitude, longitude. So we'll just do that for now. Yeah, Visual Studio Code can sometimes be helpful with its autocompletion and sometimes not. I feel quite lucky I'm using the full Visual Studio Professional at work, because IntelliCode in that is actually impressive how well it autocompletes. I've not used GitHub Copilot at all yet, so I don't know how that compares, but yeah, certainly Visual Studio Professional has really good autocompletion for code. Right, let's copy this. No boxes are in there. Oh. Font bold on the those, and then to figure out the outlines. I guess I'll just do outline black. Block. I just need this width. Not on this one first. Again, that's interesting. Get out the dev tools quick. No, it's probably outline offset, that's why. In which case I probably want to do a border instead actually of an outline. You know what? Let's really take advantage of VS Code. So there's a div and I want to make it a flex. So I'll just be that's not centered anymore. If I make there we go, that's not right. I need to make these next column. This is what I should have really practiced this first. We'll do for now, I guess. I do want to add a load of padding on though. Padding. There was 60, I guess. In the Y direction. No, X direction. There we go. There we go. You know what? That's good enough. So kind of the same actually. This is going to be where my results end up showing. Actually, that's a point I want. Button. Make sure to do it as a submit. They're not suggesting a type on there at all, so I'll just do it as a button, I guess. Of course, I need to style the button. I was trying to think I should have perhaps just used Bootstrap. I guess another theme set up, so there we go. A little bit smaller. That's there's a problem with being a web developer is you just can't leave things alone. Border color. Because I've got to specify a border first, haven't I? There we go. Just because I want to make things look a little bit nicer. As I had a transition on. A little bit slower. Yeah, that will do. This one out of. Right. Now that will definitely do. Let's get into the API stuff. So then here. I know there's something I was looking at where you can override the override the button click. Right, let's reorganize this. Because I'll just do my first request on the button itself. This is the HTMX Get. It's not a local API, it's going to be this, which is not forecast, is it? It's current. Or is it? Okay, maybe it is. going to be that, but then how do I... So how do I put parameters in then? I wonder if maybe we get a little bit more advanced for this right from the start. Because you see a lot of these examples are all for local endpoints, and from one thing I have noticed is that it seems like this is very popular with Django community at the moment. I kind of noticed that when you look online for examples, a lot of it seems to be HTMX, Django, Alpine.js and TailwindCSS for this styling. That seems to be a popular stack at the moment. I've personally never used Django, so I don't know what it's like. Parameters. Okay, so it's HTMX, HX include. The first parameter is latitude. It's going to be xt lat. I'm presuming this is a array. Oh, London. Right, I'll put that in my... do these as my placeholder. I've at least got something populated then to test with. Hopefully he's not doxing me. Doesn't appear to be doing anything. Well, actually, is that it should be a get because it's got URL parameters, doesn't it? Does not like the placeholders. Placeholder. So theory does that. So what I need to do now, that should be give an ID on here. Let's do a HTMX target. store. Target error. What am I doing wrong? Oh, wrong name. So it looks like the way I'm including the attributes is not right. Confused on this one. It's not really clear what you're supposed to be doing. So here's an example. It's interesting. I was using JavaScript to insert the data in. Which none of these examples really give me an idea of what's supposed to do in here. Do it then. Still not working. I'd have thought that it would doing it like this, but apparently not. Find much help online. Presently it's looking like perhaps wrapping it all in a form might help. HTMX vowels. Was it from JavaScript though, so that's not going to be any help. That then. The form method. Default stuff. HTMX Get will form now. VA submit. And I'll get rid of okay, so that's actually doing the API request fine now. Just the right URL, it's just getting blocked by cause. 4 or 4 for some reason. Go check on this. Okay, so that works. So it is just cause that's blocking it. Already cause seems to be the bane of my life. I get why it's there. It's obviously a big security thing, but for that snippet. Further thing, not the HTML attribute thing. This is annoying. Just realised probably. Hang on. I want to go into the network settings and make sure I'm not. Okay, it might be because I'm transmitting a local host as the address, so it might be that. Yeah, that might be the issue in the origin. Actually, don't know how to get around that because that's obviously. Yeah, so I think I might not be able to actually go down the route that I want to go down with this. Actually, if I switch back. Because the issue down here is that the origin is being transmitted as 127.0.0.1, which is what it is up here, but that's the local host address. Which basically means I'm telling the server to send the response to itself. Yeah, I'm starting to think then for HTMX development, you need to have some form of local service running behind the scenes. Quick. I want to see what happens if I actually do localhost, whether it injects my key in. Still transmitting localhost. There's not really much I can do about this because it's just the way that the web is built. Yeah, it wasn't really a particularly good introduction to HTMX then. When I got something done, I've at least got it now that I can actually inject the data from this form into a web request. Refresh that and then see if it's not actually going anywhere. You can see from the URL as it is actually pushing in the latitude and the longitude from this form. And I'm not actually injecting those directly, I'm not specifying where those parameters should be, it's just pulling those in automatically based on names in here. In theory, I think it's supposed to also then output the data into the weather result. I've got that as the target. Which you know this works now because on the console it was saying before it was getting an error with target because I'd misspelled it. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not being able to actually do as much as I would have liked with it. Maybe next time I try and build a rudimentary back end. Or maybe I do another coding stream, perhaps even playing around with Django. I do want to learn, play around with Python anyway. build a really, like a simple backend in Django, and then have a second go at HTMX on top of that. Because then I have local endpoints that I'll be able to use to route the connections through. So I'll get around all the cause issues and everything. So I think it's going to have to be the plan for next time. Yeah, it ended up being a bit of a shorter stream than I thought. I was expecting to at least go for 90 minutes, but you know, so gone for about an hour. But that's it. I think that's going to be good enough because I can already feel my voice going. So yeah, apologies this wasn't as in-depth and thorough on HTMX as I would have liked. It ended up being more Tailwind, if anything. But yeah, I want to plan on doing more coding streams in the future anyway. So this definitely won't be the last one. Let's see, outgoing schedule. Streaming again on Wednesday, doing more Command & Conquer campaign. Command & Conquer 3 specifically. And then on Thursday will be the continuation of my Seeking model kit build. So yeah, those are my upcoming streams. The waiting rooms are already up for both of those. And yeah, it's kind of it's all I've got to say for now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.